Here's a message that might help someone today. Another story time. When I was in my abusive relationship, it was one of those things where I hid everything. Why? At the time, I was ashamed. I was embarrassed. I didn't want anybody to know that I was weak, that he abused me, beat the crap out of me, didn't let me eat, took my money, wasn't allowed to do anything or talk to anyone unless he said so. All those things were embarrassing to me, and I didn't understand why. At the time, I wasn't embarrassed. I just didn't want no one to know, and that's what I told myself. Nobody needs to know my business. And I thought I was strong because I was handling it. You know, this big macho man beat the crap out of me. I was tough, right? Inside, I was so weak because I hid the true meaning behind what I was feeling. I didn't want anybody to know. I hated it. I was not happy. I was miserable, but yet my beliefs kept me there. I thought I could change him. I thought I could control the situation. And it just kept going and going, and nothing changed. The patterns were the same outcomes. And I got lucky. He went to jail. And that was my break. I made a clean break. But then I went completely the opposite. Where I had no control, I went to full control, which was a flip-flop. You learn what it's like to not have any control in your life. Then I learned what it was like to control everything in my life, and neither one worked. When I realized everything I was trying to control was outside of me, the one I needed to control was how I was feeling about myself, trying to figure out who I was. What kind of person am I? And then you realize that you're the one that attracted everything in your life, which doesn't help anymore, because then you feel like you see it. You realize how negative you were. That's when I started making all the changes that I needed to make. Letting go of things from your past is not easy. And it was hard for me. How do you let it go? You just say it? No. Letting go is setting boundaries for yourself, not for other people. Those boundaries are to protect yourself so you don't fall back into those old ways, so you don't allow the negativity in your life. You set up a boundary that when you walk up to the water cooler at work and they're all talking negative, you walk away. That's a boundary because you don't want to be a part of it. Letting go is setting boundaries to know that you will no longer tolerate a certain thing in your life and sticking to that boundary, because there's where we fall short. When we say, I'm done, I'm done. I've done that for years. I'm done, and I would be done for a day or two and I'd go right back at it. But now, when I say I'm done, I'm done. Because I know I no longer want to feel the way I feel because of what's happening outside of me. So I excuse myself from that situation. That's how I control what happens for me, to make my life what I want it to be, and to be the person that I want to be. The only way I can do that is by controlling what I prefer in my life. I hope this helps somebody today. Have a great day.